Coming up, we are going to see the beautiful monuments of Rome, the capital city of Italy. Starting in Fort Lauderdale, our cruise took us to Funchal, Gibraltar, right between Spain and Morocco, Malaga, Ajaccio, and the last stop of the cruise, Rome. Rome, the capital city of Italy, the birthplace of the Roman Empire, the center of the Catholic Church, and truly the eternal city. If you notice in front of the fountain over there, you can see a wolf, a famous Roman symbol showing the legend of Romulus and Remus. Legend has it that Romulus killed Remus over an argument about where the city would be, and Rome was named after Romulus.
Alongside Jerusalem and Athens, Rome is considered one of the three cradles of Western civilization. Rome has unparalleled architectural legacy, and you can see layers of time woven into its many buildings. Let's take a walk down the street so that you can really feel the vibes of Rome.
So beautiful, and we thought Malaga looked nice. Here everything is just culture and its architecture. In the middle of it, you have the greatest English bar. Come, Joshua.
Rome has very beautiful restaurants, but especially on this street, it has beautiful ramen places.
Curry Dawn, 9.5. What the hell are you doing to my camera? Never touch the camera. Let's go, guys.
If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing so that we can make more videos of travel.
Because Japan is as good as Italy, Yes, it does. In one of these alleys, you'll find your carbonara. We just have to hunt for it.
One thing that is extremely beautiful about many European cities such as Rome and Paris are these beautiful pedestrian alleys with no cars at all. And I recommend walking around such alleys early in the morning or later in the night when there are fewer people, especially around the Trevi Fountain area, which we are walking around right now, which has a lot of tourists throughout the day. Many of these buildings are either between 200 to 1,000 years old, if not more. And cities like Rome, you can see this even more, because this is one of the oldest inhabited cities and regions in all of Europe.
Where we had the carbonara.
Cities like London and Paris were actually founded by the Romans. These places still cannot compare with Rome in terms of historical range and history.
We're thinking of another one. We're thinking of another one where we had to sit down, four of us. Check this restaurant out. Go on.
Wine, cheese, and meat are some of the most popular delicacies of Europe. Check this beautiful restaurant out. I wish more places had beautiful decor like this.
As you can see in this scene, the Italians really love their architecture and their art. Everything around you is made to look beautiful. Nothing is done half-hearted.
Good to see you guys. Oh my goodness, so good to see you guys. Enjoying in the Trevi Fountain? Okay. We got only 2 days. Do you like tiramisu? Best tiramisu in the world is right there, Antico Forno, right there on the front door. We're going there right now.
This fountain, the Fontana di Trevi, is the greatest fountain in the world. And for such a small building, it took 30 years to complete. It was completed by Giuseppe Panini in 1762 after the original architect, Niccolo Salvi, died before construction. It spanned 30 years from 1732 to 1762. And with the amount of time they took to create it, the artwork and the intricacy of the statues are absolutely magnificent. I've always wondered what's inside the building of the Trevi Fountain.
Rome is so incredible that we've come here many times in the past. We have experienced some amazing cities as we have traveled. Istanbul, Dubai, London, Paris, Tokyo, the list goes on. But nothing compares to Rome. If you can visit only one city before you die, let that be Rome. There is no comparison.
Where are you guys?
This is the Fontana di Trevi in Rome, and this is the greatest fountain of ever.
Yes. And this is the cafe right here. This is the cafe. Best tiramisu. One second, let me get a shot. I know.
It's been 2 years since we've been here last time. This is the greatest cafe for ambience and also right outside the Trevi Fountain.
Yeah, no, but what is it great for? It has the best.
Tiramisu!
What do you have to say? This is where you had your first gelato.
And I tried it yes, my normal.
When you were a kid, right outside the Trevi
Gelato
Fountain.
is really good.
Yeah? I'm gonna put your baby pictures along with this.
What? John! John!
Wait 1 minute, this is their first gelato place, not that.
Oh, this is the first gelato place? This is the first gelato place. Okay. Abby Joshua, this is exactly where you had your very first gelato as kids. What do you have to say for yourself?
These are dark chocolate over there.
First gelato ever was at this location when you were kids.
This temple is nearly 1900 years old, and only 11 of the original Corinthian columns remain, so it is incorporated into what is now the Rome's Chamber of Commerce. What is so unique about this street is that you can walk from an ancient Roman temple to a 17th century piazza to a modern cafe in minutes.
Rome is famous for its many dishes like carbonara and fettuccine alfredo. And we're not talking about your typical Olive Garden. We are talking about fresh ingredients straight from the farm.
You should run one of these kind of restaurants. Yeah, just let's go to the Pantheon and then we'll eat. Getting a little bit hungry looking at the food. No? Others you won't hungry. No, not right now, not right now. Right now I'm busy. Use a gimbal when I don't really need to take videos. Like I need to take it. Look at this.
It has
view.
many
Look at this
magical
corner.
alleys just like this. But wait till you see what's just around the corner.
Check it out. Let me look. My God.
Welcome to the
That's
Pantheon.
amazing.
Pantheon means all gods in Greek. The original Pantheon was built between 27 to 25 BC.
That's
It was
something
burnt
else.
down by a fire and rebuilt again in 110 AD. Again, it was burnt down, and the structure that we see today was built between 118 to 125 AD. In 609, it was converted to a church, given to Pope Boniface IV by the Byzantine Emperor Phocas, consecrated as the Church of Saint Mary and the Martyrs. Many famous people were buried in the Pantheon, including Raphael, a painter of the High Renaissance, Vittorio Emanuele II, the first king of a unified Italy, and Umberto I, another king of Italy. The dome you see here in the Pantheon is the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world to this day. The central oculus is open to the sky, symbolizing the heavens. The dome of the Pantheon has influenced the buildings like the Duomo di Firenze in Florence, the San Pietro Basilica, also the Vatican, right here in Rome, and also the US Capitol and Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C.
I love the top of the.
best free thing to do in Rome is to just take a walk and walk the endless alleys and marvel at the design.
I've got videos from last time. It's okay. It's not a big deal. You're gonna pay $5 for that. Yeah, behind this thing.
Rome is not a one-day stopover like a Singapore. Ideally, you want to spend at least a couple of days in the city. If you have a week, Rome is the place to be. It's going to keep you occupied all the way. And preferably, if you can get an Airbnb and have access to a kitchen, then you're really making the best of the city, because you can go get some local produce and local meats and really enjoy your time in Rome. That's not to say that Rome does not have great restaurants. That exists as well. It just depends on your price and your budget. But when you're in Rome, you have to check out the local cheeses, the local wine, and the local deli meats.
Not push the camera ever. It's not the Vatican. Look at this. You just take a ride and look at what comes up here.
And now we're entering the beautiful Piazza Navona, one of the most famous squares in Rome. This was actually the site of the Stadio di Domiziano, a stadium that was built by the Emperor Domitian in AD 86. The obelisk that you see in the middle of the square is actually not of Egyptian origin. It was commissioned by the emperor in the 1st century AD and was carved in Egypt in the Roman period, probably by Egyptian artisans under Roman rule. The original stadium was used for athletic contests, and it could seat around 20,000 spectators. The shape of the current piazza still reflects the oval form of the ancient stadium. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the stadium fell into disuse, and over centuries, houses and other buildings were constructed within and around the ruins. By the Middle Ages, it had become a public space hosting markets and festivals. Under the papacy of Pope Innocent X in the 17th century, this piazza underwent a major renovation. The Pope commissioned the construction of several key structures, including the very iconic Fountain of the Four Rivers, featuring the personifications of the River Nile, the River Ganga, the River Danube, and the Rio de la Plata. For centuries, this piazza has served as a market and civic gathering place. Even today, you can see that it is flooded by a ton of tourists. This church was built in the 17th century right here at Piazza Navona. And you have to just see what it looks like on the inside. It is absolutely awe-inspiring. Only in Rome can you see this. Rome has so many beautiful iconic churches that even its minor churches like this one right here look like an impressive work of art. In any other city on the planet, this kind of church would have been a major monument, but not in Rome. In Rome, it's just another church. So you can only imagine what the St. Peter's Basilica looks like on the inside. Rome is full of churches like this in Renaissance and Baroque style. A few days back, on our trip to Malaga, the Malaga Cathedral was so impressive that it left me with the impression that this is one of the top 10 most beautiful churches in Europe. And now that we have revisited Rome yet again, it is clear to me now that the top 10 most beautiful churches on the planet are all within the city of Rome. Gosh, man, it's incredible.
Best things in the world is Roma and staying in Italy. No, it's not a lie. It's wrong. It's wrong.
I came back at night to walk the city of Rome when it was a lot less crowded. And you can see that the vibe is completely different. The lighting is amazing, the architecture really pops out. And this is the time when you need to go out and spend some time with friends, having wine, having some dessert, maybe even dinner. But this is one of the things that you want to do when you're in Italy. The Americans love to have fast food. It's a quick meal for lunch and dinner, and you don't really get time to savor anything. Most times you're having a sandwich while driving on your way home. But that's not what happens in Europe. In Europe, you take the time to savor meals. And usually this is done in public squares like this. When the weather is good, there is outdoor dining, there are cafes, and that's the speciality of Europe. A bit of an old world charm, which I would like to see back again in America. In an age when we spend more time talking to our devices and less time talking to humans, it might be good to go back to the way the ancients did it. The next time you are in Rome, make sure you come to one of these open squares where they have outdoor cafes and spend the time with your friends and family. Enjoy that glass of wine and savor the conversation, just like the Romans have done it for thousands of years. Rome has so much to see that we just could not fit everything into one video. Join us in our next video as we explore some of the other famous monuments in spectacular Rome.